Welcome everyone. Today we are going to learn 3 powerful mind states that can really change how we experience life and tackle challenges. These are flow state, good anxiety, and Zen Buddhism. Each of these concepts offer unique insight and benefit for our mental well-being and personal growth. So let's start with the flow state. So imagine this incredible mental zone where you completely immerse in what you are doing. It's like being in zone. You know these moments when time seems to fly by and you are so focused that everything else just fade away. That's flow. Stephen Kohler, who studied flow state, describes it as a state of effortless efforts where you feel propelled through an activity. Think about when you are doing something you love and are really good at it. Maybe it's playing an instrument, coding, writing, or even playing a sport. You are so absorbed that you lose track of time and everything just clicks. That's flow in action. What is fascinating is that flow is not limited to any specific activity or type of person. Research shows that the people from all walk of life, artists, athletes, surgeons, even assembly line worker, describe this experience in remarkably similar way. When you are in flow, you experience deep connection, joy, and heightened sense of mastery. You lose that nagging self-consciousness and feel a sense of self-transcendence. So how can we get into this flow state? It actually happens when you are engaged in an activity that has clear goal and immediate feedback. The challenge of the task should balance with your skills, allowing for deep concentration and sense of control. The cool thing about the flow is that it's not just about feeling good in the moment. Regular experiences of flow can lead to increased creativity, productivity, and overall life satisfaction. It's like a superpower for your mind. But here is the catch. Anxiety can sometimes get way of flow. That's where our next topic comes in, the good anxiety. Now I know what you might be thinking. Good anxiety? Is that even things? Well, it turns out the anxiety, when approached the right way, can actually be powerful tools for growth and performance. Wendy Suzuki, a neuroscientist, talks about flipping the script on anxiety. Instead of seeing it as something to get rid of, you can learn to harness its energy and use it for our advantage. Think of anxiety as a kind of superpower. It can drive us to productive, enhance our flow experiences, and even foster empathy. When we talk about the productivity superpower of anxiety, consider that what if list that anxiety creates. The one that keeps you up at night worrying about all the things that could go wrong. That list actually focus on what is important to you. The key is to transform the what if list into a to-do list, which worry can become an action item, whether it's asking for help, doing research, or taking a specific step. This way you are channeling that anxious energy into productive action. Now let's connect anxiety with flow. While intense anxiety can disrupt flow, a little bit of anxiety, like that edge of excitement and alertness, can actually enhance your flow experience. Think of it as a micro flow, moments throughout your day. And then there is an empathy superpower. Your personal experience with anxiety can make you more attuned to others who might be struggle with similar feeling. This increased awareness can foster connection and understanding. The key of transforming anxiety into a positive force is reorganizing it, accepting it, and then channeling it constructively. It's about working with your physiology rather than fighting against it. Some practical strategy for harnessing good anxiety include mindfulness practice to increase awareness of your anxiety triggers, reframing anxious thought as excitement or anticipation, and using anxiety as a cue to take action rather than avoiding situation. Regular exercise can also help manage overall anxiety levels. Now that we have explored good anxiety, let's shift gear and talk about Zen Buddhism. This ancient practice offers a completely different perspective on the mind and can be incredibly powerful for cultivating peace, clarity, and insight. So Zen is a school of Mahayana Buddhism that emphasizes meditation and personal insight. It's not just about achieving a certain mental state, it's a comprehensive approach to understand the nature of reality and the self. At its core, Zen is about direct experience rather than intellectual understanding. As Bodhidharma, the first patriarch of Zen, put it, a special transmission outside the scripture, not founded upon words and letters, pointing directly to mind. Through Zen, one sees into one's own true nature and attains Buddhahood. The key aspects of Zen practice include Zen or seated meditation, which is the heart of Zen. This involves sitting in a specific posture and focusing on the breath or a particular object of meditation. The goal is to cultivate a state of alert presence and to observe the working of the mind without getting caught up in them. Mindfulness is another crucial element which involves bringing full attention to the present moment, whether you are eating, walking, or doing any other activity. It's about experiencing life directly without the filter of our visual mental chatter. In Zen, there is also one study which involves the paradoxical questions or statements used to provoke great doubt and test the student progress. Famous examples include what is the sound of one hand clapping and what was your original face before your parents were born. Lastly, there is an idea of direct transmission where the deepest teaching are said to be passed from teacher to a student beyond words and concepts. You might notice some similarity between the Zen state and flow state. Both involve deep concentration and sense of merging with the activity at hand. However, there are crucial differences. Zen is not about the achieving a particular pleasurable state. It's about the seeing clearly into the nature of reality, which may or may not be pleasant. While flow is often associated with peak performance in particular activity, and Zen aims for fundamental shift in how we perceive and interact with all of life. So practicing Zen can offer several benefits. It can increase your ability to stay present and focus, foster greater equanimity in the face of life, ups and downs, and provide deeper insight into nature of the self and reality. You might find that it reduces your reactivity to thoughts and emotion and enhance compassion for yourself and others. However, it's crucial to understand that Zen is not a quick fix or technique for self-improvement in the conventional sense. It's a lifelong practice that challenges our fundamental assumption about ourselves and the world. Now that we have explored these three powerful mind states, flow, good anxiety, and Zen, you might be wondering how they fit together. Can we integrate these different approaches? The answer is yes, but it requires some nuance and understanding of the unique qualities of each. Flow can be seen as a bridge between our everyday consciousness and deeper insight of Zen. When we are in the flow, we are fully present and engaged, which align with the Zen emphasis on being here now. However, flow is the typical associated with enjoyable, rewarding activity, while Zen aims to cultivate presence and insight regardless of whether an experience is pleasant or unpleasant. Good anxiety, when properly channeled, can support both flow experience and Zen practice. The alertness and energy of anxiety, when not overwhelming, can help us engage more fully in the challenging activity that induce flow. In Zen practice, anxiety can be observed as just another mental phenomenon, potentially leading to deeper insight about nature of mind. So how might we integrate this approach in our daily lives? One way is to cultivate flow experiences by identifying activity that challenge us at the right level and allow for the deep engagement. This could be through work, hobbies, or creative pursuit. Regular flow experience can enhance our overall well-being and life satisfaction. When we can harness good anxiety by learning to reorganize that anxious energy and channel it productivity instead of letting it paralyze us, we can use it as a cue to take action, solve problems, engage more fully in challenging tasks. This can support both flow experiences and provide fuel for personal growth. Practicing Zen mindfulness is another great way to integrate these states. Developing a regular meditation practice, even if it's just for a few minutes each day, can help. Extending this mindfulness to daily activity, bringing full attention to whether you are doing, whether it is washing dishes, walking, or having a conversation, can deepen our experience of life. Cognitive flexibility is also important. Being able to approach situation in different ways align with Zen emphasis on seeing beyond our habitual pattern of thought and perception. Embarrassing impermanence is another key insight from Zen. Recognizing that everything is constantly changing can help us let go of rigid self-concept and expectation, reducing unhelpful anxiety and allowing us to engage more fully in flow of life. It's also essential to practice non-attachment. While flow experiences are enjoyable and channeling anxiety can be productive, the Zen perspective reminds us not to become overly attached to particular state or outcome. This can help us navigate life ups and downs with equanimity. Finally, seeking balance is crucial. While each of these approaches has value, it's important to find a balance that works for us. Too much pursuit of flow could lead to addiction-like behavior. Unchecked anxiety can be debilitating, and the overly rigid approach to Zen practice could lead to spiritual bypassing. So in conclusion, flow state, anxiety, good anxiety, and Zen Buddhism each offer powerful insight into the human mind and our capability for growth, performance, and insight. While they come from the different traditions and emphasize different aspects of experience, they all point to our innate ability to transform our relationship with our thought, emotion, and activity. Flow shows us the joy and productivity that comes from the fully engagement. Good anxiety teaches us to harness our body natural energy for growth and action. Zen offers a path to profound insight about the nature of mind and reality. By exploring and integrating these approaches, you can develop a more flexible, resilient, and insightful way of navigating life's challenges and opportunities. So I encourage you to experiment with these different approaches, Try to notice moment of flow in your daily life and see if you can cultivate them more intensely. Practice reframing your anxiety as a source of energy and information, and consider exploring Zen meditation or mindfulness practice to develop great presence and insight. Remember, my friend, this journey is not about achieving perfection or constant being in an optimal state. Life will always have its challenge and fluctuation. Instead, this approach offers tools and perspective for the engaging with life more fully with greater awareness and resilience. So each moment offers an opportunity for growth, insight, and engagement. Whether you are in the state of flow, working with anxiety, or simply sitting in Zen-like awareness. So thank you for the watching and see you in the next video.